Movie Making with Renelle Golden is brought to you by Samira Entertainment, supporting indie films and the filmmakers who create them. Stop by their website to learn more, www.samiraentertainment.com. That's www.sameraentertainment.com. Hello, everybody. I am here with John Blau. He's a songwriter, musician. He's an all-around creative, even with a camera. What haven't you done, John?
Well, I'm still working on trying to make a movie, but, maybe a documentary or a short, but I'll have to talk to you about that because you're the pro.
Thank you. So you have been like a lifelong musician. When did you know? How old were you when you realized, oh my God, I want to make music?
Well, Mom was playing the guitar and she said, here, boy, play that thing. And I said, well, let me try it. And it took off when I was about 8 years old. And
oh, wow.
And just kept working on it. I studied with some fine people and finally got to where I could actually play something. Of course, I enjoyed playing guitar and I enjoyed playing piano and bass as well in songwriting.
When did you switch to start playing like the bass? Because it looks like you played that a lot in your career.
Yeah, when I was a youngster, I was in the school and I was playing string bass all the time. And then finally went to college and studied with one of the guys in the Houston Symphony on bass.
Oh, wow. So you play upright bass and electric?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's very cool. Very, very cool. Bassists always, they're like drummers. They're always your favorite people in the band.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice that through the years?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a thing about when you make the room move with that air, that big bass note, that sound just drives the entire music to where you want to have a dance. You can't stop dancing when it's right,
You can't, but it also, there's something like it gets in your soul or something. You feel those deep notes differently.
Yeah.
But that is so cool. So you got out of high school and you went to college and studied music. How did you decide this is going to be my career?
Well, I'd always loved music, and my folks always paid for me to take private lessons on guitar and instruments and stuff. And I always heard the different bands and different groups, and so, man, that is so cool being up there, and all the women were going, look at that guitar player.
Yeah. That's a perk, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, all the girls were always after the guitar players, and I said, that has got to be good stuff if you can get that angle going. So that kind of made me get going, and I went to the bass, and like I say, my big high point in my entire career was when I auditioned for the bass position for ZZ Top.
Yeah, I heard you were almost a member, and they had a different name. I didn't know that history on them.
Yeah, they were called the Moving Sidewalks. They were a 4-piece band. They would come out and they'd play their little gigs and stuff. And at the end of the night, they would have flash bulbs go off in the amplifier grill cloths.
Oh, wow. Yeah. ZZ Top, it's Southern rock, right?
It's Southern blues rock. And it had a heavy influence when it comes to like Eric Clapton and John Mayall and the blues, but with a Texas spin.
Yeah. Compared to playing in a band and playing in a symphony, because I know you did that for a bit too. Which one do you like better?
I like playing in a 3-piece. If it's jazz, piano, drums, and bass. I was a bass player for Raleigh Bastine for a couple of years, and then going to playing electric bass with the rock and roll groups. That's in blues. That's the best part right there because you have the crowds are always they're just
wild.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever do studio music where you recorded on albums and things like that?
Yeah, I am on several albums. I'm on most of Stevie Ray, not Stevie Ray, but Jimmy Ray, my guitar player. He a local country singer, Jimmy Ray Permenter. We're on 3 of his albums. His brother was a fiddle player for Clint Black.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And he's on the first album. So we had a reunion every once in a while where we did our big country shows. But then my other artist I'm with Ed Malley. And tunes like Butterflies Under Thunder and then Kitchen Bitchin' Blues. That was a big one.
That's a fun name. I love that. Every time I'm in the kitchen, I probably should listen to that.
There you go. Well, I did all the electronic horns and the Roadhouse voice. So I'm on 3 of Ed's albums and just trying to keep going in songwriting. And my my beautiful lady of 34 years, God bless her, she passed away in 2014.
Oh, I'm
She
so
wrote
sorry.
4,000. She wrote 4,000 girl songs.
Oh, wow. Wow. You
And
two were probably quite a pair. Did you
oh
ever
yeah,
get to perform with her?
oh many times, many times. Yes,
Oh, those must be wonderful memories then.
it is. And I'm trying to go back through her book and do some of the songs and stuff. But I haven't found a girl singer that's wanting to work with me. So because there's so many different, the girl singers, some anywhere from the purple hair rock and rollers to the down home country girls. You don't see many down home country singers anymore, girl singers.
No, you don't. I don't know why. Every once in a while you get them and they're just like kick ass, but
Yeah.
it's not as common. And all the genres, have you noticed this through the years? Like all the genres names have changed. There's like 20 million now where there used to be like 6. And
Yeah.
now we have so many, I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's amazing. Listen, I was reading your bio. I can't believe that you actually was able to have a music school and train 400 singers, because that would drive me crazy.
Well, they weren't just singers, though. We did performing arts. We did musical theater. We did violin, piano, drums, guitar. We did a little bit of everything. I think with that many singers, I might like lose my hearing or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how you ever kept up with it. God bless you for all your efforts in songwriting and music, and especially your movie making skills. Because
Thank you.
Sari and y'all are a power team. I'm hoping that some good things will come from the.
Yeah, I heard you might be writing for her paranormal show that I'm working with her on, and that's going to be so cool.
Yeah, I told her anything she needs as far as music, let me know, and I have some wild ideas about some futuristic, sci kind of subjects, like different remote.
Neat.
Yeah, different.
Well, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, I'd love to hear it because, when it comes to movies, television, any of that, music is like its own character. It's so important. It makes you feel, it makes you pay attention, it makes you nervous, it makes you excited, it's just, it makes you cry sometimes. It's really, really important. And did you end up with like musical proteges in your family? Do you have that legacy of music like you passed on to anybody?
Well, my mom was a singer, and she loved to do the Kate Smith type of music, where you belt the song out there. And she was with several orchestras coming up, and she was my big influence on my music career, because she was always saying, get in there and practice, boy.
Aw, that's so cool. Yeah, my daughter's 3rd generation, because my mother, she raised us as a touring musician. And then when I caught the bug, that's all I wanted to do with my life, was to make music. Yeah. And then, of course, when I got married, he's like, it's me or the music, because he just thought all us musicians were wild. Maybe we were. I don't know. I'm not going to admit that. But and then I ended up at the music school. So
I would listen. I know that you've got a wonderful introduction music thing for your show.
But I need another one. I'm borrowing that one.
I would like for you to put one of your musical compositions on the front of your show, because I think you're an exceptional musician, and you have all these ideas in your head. So put one down there that's yours.
Well, you never know. I haven't written music since I got probably 30 years since I got married. So
tell him that you're going to grab the old keyboard and and just go do it.
He'd probably look at me funny if he doesn't already.
Yeah. Well, bless his heart. He's a good man for being able to keep up with
put up with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Artists are very temperamental. They're very out there.
I'm emotional. I think we do tend to be a little bit a little emotional, but it's all good. And I ended up writing and making movies, and I ended up loving that even more.
Oh yeah.
And it includes music, because it's so important. And so are you still performing? Do you still do that regularly?
Yes, we have a group that performs for any veterans benefits, and we also perform, like if someone has a cancer benefit fund, we'll perform for that.
Oh, wow.
And then we shoot the video on different bands and stuff, and then we video also the different benefits. We were able to videograph the benefit for Randy Corner.
Wow. So you're out there in Houston?
Yes, Houston, yes.
So if people wanted to maybe have you come out and video or have your band come out and support their cancer or veteran event, how would they find you guys?
Yeah, well, on John Blau on the Facebook. Uh,
Okay.
and of course, I'm working on a website right now. It's under construction. But let me give a big shout out to my video boss and the man that had been in the business 20 or 30 years,
Oh,
Mr.
wow. What's his name?
Ralph Cantu. He's our video boss. He's the one that, we're setting up 4 cameras, all the cables. He says, plug it in, boy. So, no, he helps us out. Because you know how the camera crew, sometimes they're going so fast, they forget to plug certain wires and all these many, many connectors.
Well, yeah. And when it's a live performance, you got to go fast. So,
right.
So he's out of Houston too?
Yes, he's out of Houston. And I want to give a shout out to him because he's the man that got me into shooting videos and into commercial photography and stuff more than
What's his
anyone.
company name? Does he have a company?
He has a TV show that's been on the air about 20 years called Houston's Own Country Television.
Oh, nice. Houston's Own Country Television. You heard it here. So if they want to find more about him, they can just go and check that out.
Right.
That's very cool. Yeah,
Yep.
You guys in Texas, you love your state and do things the right way. You do it really big.
Right. Well, see, the thing of it is we promote country music and, not the new country music as much. We will, but
True.
we basically promote the classic country, the Merle Haggard, the George Jones, the Twitty. But the thing of it is there's different organizations that have rosters that have that sort of crowd. For example, one record group, Heart of Texas Records, out of Brady, Texas, we just finished shooting a big show with them, and Tony Booth was one of the big stars. And
wow.
And their entire roster is classic country.
That's really cool. It is cool. My mom, when she finally left, I think I was in high school, maybe middle school. She finally left the industry. She just needed a break, and she went to work for this country music magazine out of Ohio. Yeah. And she would, drag me along, and she met everybody. She went to the Grand Ole Opry, and I'm trying to think of the names like Loretta Lynn, Charlie Daniels.
Wow.
Like all the old classics. And it was funny because she was more of a top 40 jazz, smooth,
Wow.
She was a pianist. She could play anything you put in front of her. I never did that, but she was an amazing musician.
Yeah. Well, when you write a song, do you play guitar or do you play piano? Or
I used to write them on the piano, but I was self-trained, so I'm more of a singer, lyricist. Yeah, and it's been so long. The few times I do sit down and start playing, I start bawling my eyes out, so I don't get anything done.
Well, do yourself a favor sometime. You want to know the technology, look up a keyboard called the Yamaha Genos. I used to work for Yamaha as one of their keyboard demonstrators.
Oh.
And the Yamaha Genos is the top end of the keyboards.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, there's always, certain programs where you can punch in chords. But this keyboard, if you hit one note, it will extrapolate from what you're trying to do. It will make a complete arrangement of it.
Oh, my God. Really? That is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to tell my daughter that because, she went on to make music. She's kind of cool. But what do you think for young people that are entering today, whether they're 8 years old or 18, but they're deciding, hey, I want to make music for my life? What do you recommend that they do? Well, it all boils down to one thing, and that is, can they put the music that's in their mind, in their head, paper or on tape or some way to get it out of their head? In other words, you might be hearing a beautiful symphony in your mind, but if you don't understand how to play the keyboard or a guitar or some instrument, you can't make it come out. So basically, there's some fundamentals to bring that beautiful music out of your soul and bring it forth to the public. And you have to learn your instrument. Like when you learn the piano, well, then you could transmit that thought to the sound. Yeah, it's true. You could get out what you're hearing in your head, and it is really important. What do you think about musicians? Do you think they should be able to do everything on their own or build a team when they're songwriting, specifically to songwriting? Because obviously we can't perform alone, or we shouldn't. But
Well, I've been privileged to have a group of songwriters, about 20 of them. This is a long time ago, but we had a group of songwriters, and every time we were going to have people send out different songs, we would say, okay, everyone in this 20 or 30 member group here put in $5 in the can. And if you send out your song, you get your $5 back. However, if you don't,
wow.
we split the money between everybody.
Oh
So,
my God, that's cool. That's so
yeah.
funny. How
And
often did you get to split the money?
well, here's the deal. We made everyone send out their songs to Nashville and different places because they didn't want to lose their money.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
too cool. Too
Yeah.
cool. Who have you played with through the years that you absolutely just loved playing with?
Well, mainly it's been the Billy Gibbons. When I was over at his house jamming, he let me play his Pearly Gates Les Paul. That guitar is valued about $500,000.
Oh, wow.
And I would say after that, working with stars like Roy Head, Dean Scott, and various other guys through the years. Dean Scott had 5-octave range, bless his heart. He's gone now.
Wow.
And he could sing, for example, Love Lifts Us Up Where We Belong. He could sing the guy and the girl part.
Oh my God, that's unusual for a man to have. I don't want to sound sexist, but I never heard of a man having 5 octaves.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. He would do an Elvis show with the outfits and the different jury, and then his friend Bobby Bradshaw would come on and do a different artist, and then he would introduce Dean Scott back again, coming up as Ray Charles.
Oh, wow.
And so they would have a tag team of entertainment that was out of this world, totally mind-blowing.
Wow. Wow, that's so cool. Do you have a very favorite show that you've ever played? Do you have just something that awed even you?
Well, the best show I've ever played was when we had just had Jimi Hendrix play Houston, and we walked on stage. We were doing a concert for this church.
Yeah.
And we found his guitar picks on stage.
Oh.
And so to be on the same stage as where he was just
as him,
it just blowed my mind. I was going, oh my God, this guy's like the guy,
Wow. You're like, I really am doing it. That's so cool. I heard that, or I read that you had played for Princess Diana.
Yeah. Dean Scott, we had a doctor, Connie Hutton, that sponsored us that said, well, let's go out to West Palm Beach Polo and Racquetball Club for the big tournament. And we played out there, and Princess Di was in the bleachers watching everything. She was going, oh, come on, guys, let's go, And it was such a fun thing to see her and to be in her presence. She was such a beautiful lady.
Oh, wow. Wow. Gracious lady.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. That is so cool. Let me see. You've written a lot of songs. Do you have like a favorite one you wrote?
Well, I'm trying to put all those together. Most of my music was written for my girl's music. She's got a ton of songs. One song we sent to Barbara Streisand, and of course, Barbara turned it down. Arista Records said they couldn't use it, but it's a beautiful song. It's called Almost Like the First Time.
Oh, I love that title. That's a good title. I would ask you to sing it, but maybe that's putting you on the spot.
Well, I can't do the girl voice justice, so I'll refrain. But anyway, needless to say, they liked the song, but they just couldn't use it for some reason,
Oh, well, yeah, and I think the artists have input. Maybe Streisand has such a big vocal range, too. She probably wanted something where you have to really belt it out or something. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well, she's super tremendous. And, of course, that concert with her and Celine Dion is legendary,
Oh, yes. Her, and giving away my age, I remember her with Donna Summers.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was too cool. Too cool. Yeah. Good times back then. So nowadays you're shooting bands with the gentleman you were telling me about. Are you actually making like music videos?
We're shooting the entire show. Like, for example, Melford Milligan, the great blues singer, my just idol. I look at that guy and I go, my God, this guy,
You're like, wow.
And it's like a Bobby Blue Bland on steroids.
Oh, wow.
And we shot his entire concert with 10 Cadillac at the Do-Si-Do in the Woodlands. It was wonderful.
Are they being broadcast when you shoot? Are you broadcasting them?
Well, see, we edit it down and get only the best. and then we have to clear it with the artist and all that. And it takes a while to get it. You know how it takes a while to get all that red tape lined up. But
Oh, yeah.
we do play it on Houston's Own Country Music blues version show. But I don't exactly have the exact times when we did it. But I know if some of that has aired, it's incredible. I mean, it's absolutely stunning.
What's one of the biggest changes you've seen through your career in the music industry as far as how artists get out there or what artists have to do to stay relevant? Because now everybody can put out songs. It's a little different.
Well, it's a internet game. You have to Spotify this. You have to have this. You have all these platforms, and you have to have a big footprint in social media. You have to have all your funnel drops, and you have to put in place a step that makes the results inevitable as far as marketing. You have to have a brand. You have to seek identification from the herd because everybody's got thousands of different songs. But what makes yours different? What makes your song stand out in the crowd? And everybody goes, wow, check it out, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of hard because I see nowadays, even with whether it's film or music, we have to be promoting like every day when we put a new project out there. And most of the time, if you're an indie filmmaker or you're working a small team without a budget, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And constantly. And I think that was one of the hardest things to come to terms with because there's 50 million platforms to put your music from Spotify, Pandora, and, you know, we've got our Reverb Nations and all these other things to kind of get ourselves on. But, and it's true for film. You know, I look at these kids and some of them, I think they get overwhelmed and others, I'm in awe at how much work they put into it. Right. Because it's work. It's not making music. It's work.
It is. The biggest thing that in the last year or so that's came along that I see is the AI.
That's scary. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, they have a couple of websites where you can go and you say, play me a song in the style of, and they'll actually play you a song in the style of whatever artist you mentioned. But the guy never recorded the song. That's the catch. And then if you write a song and you don't have a girl singer, you can type in the words in a certain program and the computer will actually make a computer voice sing that song for you. So it's a very strange world we live in on music.
It really is. And I can't imagine a voice without emotion, but it's getting so good that they do sometimes fool me and they'll have some of that feeling. I'm a writer now and, you know, I write movies and television series, but I know that people are using AI for the writing. And it's kind of shocking. It's like, but I need a job, you know?
Yeah. Well, the latest thing is amazing. You should mention emotion because they have now made an emotions map. The emotions map has positive and negative leanings. In other words, if your emotion is, you're sad or if you're mad or whatever.
Yeah.
Every one of those emotions, 128 of them are incorporated into an algorithm on this computer. And this guy, Wolfram, he's now got a higher level math program that goes with it, which actually makes the bots actually have what appears to be emotion.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So basically what would happen if you go to work to try to get a job at a restaurant making burgers, the computer will tell you with a little plastic tear comes out of its eyeball. I'm sorry, I can't hire you. I'm a computer.
Okay, that's weird. But okay, what a weird world. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the computer will actually cry and give you an emotion. I hate to tell you, but I can't hire you. I'm the computer guy it's me.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. That is crazy. That is totally crazy. So is there anything left before we do our final little segment here that you want to shout out anybody or you want to share with up and coming musicians? Anything else you'd like to share?
Well, just everyone, please try and enjoy their life because actually what we're going through right now, this is actually the good old days.
Yeah, somewhat it is.
Yeah, because what we're looking in the future is very uncertain. And I know, you could make a movie about that and you could write a book about it. But the basic thing of it is we need to all pull together and love each other and try to make things work positively.
Yeah, that's really good advice. All right. Well, if you're ready, I'm going to do our final segment. And it's like 5 for 5.
Okay.
And it's just so people can know who you are a little bit more. So they're
Okay.
just fun questions. There will be a test at the end.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, tell me and I'll get started.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First question. What is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Yes, who doesn't love pizza?
Right.
And if they don't love pizza, we need to worry about them.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, what is your favorite thing to drink after a long day at, I'm going to say, in the recording studio?
Probably a nice cappuccino coffee with a little chocolate flavoring, kind of a Starbucks kind of a twist, you know.
Something to give you a little twist. I love that. I love it. I can tell people, so many people say water, and I'm like, really? Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking I need to go to sleep after a long day.
There you go.
Okay, so what is one thing you had always dreamed of doing, but maybe you haven't done yet?
Making a film short or documentary about subjects, for example, like different ways to predict the future.
Like sci-fi, psychic?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of a cool one. Yeah. Okay. Favorite song to sing at the top of your lungs when you're driving in the car?
Favorite song to sing has got to be "Wind Beneath My Wings."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aw. I love
Yeah.
that. My mom used to sing that on stage. That was one of her favorite
Oh yeah.
songs, that one and a few others, Somewhere Over the Rainbow and
Wow, that's beautiful.
some cool songs. Yeah. My mom was like Elizabeth Taylor or Joan Collins. She had like this grace about her. And anyway, she was cool. Okay. I'm torn between the last question, which one to ask you, but I'll just stick with this since we're a movie podcast. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie has got to be Alien 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. The whole franchise.
Yeah, the special effects are mind blowing. I love doing the special effects on stuff like that and the editing and the video and
the camera work on that was good. It's a good movie. Okay, very, very cool. Well, I can't wait to see what kind of music you come up with for Sari and her paranormal supernatural state show. And it was so awesome to talk to you today. Come back anytime. You got a music thing you want to come talk to me about, just holler. Okay, and thank you, Renelle. You have a beautiful show and have a beautiful day. Thank you. You too. Thank you. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Today's show is sponsored by Gym Kitty, helping women on their health and wellness journey by providing high-quality, organically sourced vitamins and supplements. Visit them today at www.gymkitty.net. You've been listening to Movie Making with Renelle Golden. Be sure to come back for our next episode where we bring you the people who make movies you love. Got a topic about filmmaking you want to hear on our podcast? Send us an email at moviemakingpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast has been sponsored by Samara Entertainment.